Hi guys, so today's video is going to be a get ready with me style video, and I'm going to be using some new products, some products I've already tested out as well, like the Black Spring palette from Lethal. I've also got the new Rare Beauty foundation here. This is the True to Myself Natural Matte Longwear foundation, and I've got a couple of bits from One Size to try out. I've got their powder melt setting spray and their powder as well, so I'm going to be trying that. So I'm going to grab my headband and get my hair back out of my face. I've already primed my face and used sunscreen and everything, so I don't need to do that. So the first thing I've got that's new to me is the blending sponge, and this is a really nice sponge. I like how it's kind of almost like diamond shaped, so it's going to be good for concealer, I'm hoping. The sponge that I've been using in my most recent videos is the Attitude Cosmetics sponge. I don't think that's available anymore, which is a real shame because I do like it. One thing about that sponge though is it doesn't have a point to it. You have to really squeeze the sponge to get into the crevices and things like that. So I'm looking forward to trying this one out. I like that this foundation has a lock on the back, and it's also got a massive kind of pump from the top. So it's really good for anyone with like fine motor skill issues, which I think is a really good thought. Like, I wish more companies would do that. So the shade I got was number 2. There is a lighter shade, but it looks really light on the website. I feel like it would match more my body and my neck, because it's my neck and my body are paler than my face, and I tend to like to match my body, so I don't mind looking paler than I am, even though I am like a piece of paper. That might be too much, but I've just got a bit on the back of my hand. It looks like quite a good colour match. I feel like it is going to match my face quite nicely. So it says this is an airy whipped foundation that stays true to you all day, medium buildable coverage and skin-like matte finish. So this is a matte foundation, and it truly is. So if that's not your kind of vibe, then this might not be for you. But if you like a matte foundation, it might be good to check it out. So how's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing really well. I just wanted to say thank you to a few of the people that commented on my fragrance videos, saying that they were quite helpful. I am planning on doing more fragrance videos. In fact, I'm planning on filming one straight after this video, and it's going to be about like the new summer scents that Bath & Body Works have released here in the UK. And they are new to the UK, but they're not new scents. They've been around for a while, I think. So I'm pretty positive every single one of them has been out. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing today. I feel like this foundation it's almost like threatening to cling onto dry patches, but then there are no dry patches to cling onto as far as I can see. It sounds weird, I don't know how to explain that. So I didn't need as much foundation as I pumped out, so probably like just 1.5 pumps would have done. I did like 2, so that's how much I've got left. Just for reference, this is the Attitude, sorry it's dirty, I haven't washed it yet, but this is the Attitude sponge that I'm on about. It does have like a tip, but it's rounded and it's also got hair on it. It's really hard to get into those kind of tougher areas. You have to really kind of pinch the sponge to do so. I feel like this is going to be a lot better because of that flat side. Before I go in with concealer, I'm going to go in with my colour corrector from Huda Beauty, and this is in Cherry Blossom Light, and this is really good for helping with those dark circles that I've got under my eyes and all that discoloration. I just want to say thank you so much to those who have been really nice about my fragrance videos. I'm not doing fragrance exclusively, this is still a makeup channel, but I am going to be including fragrance as well, because 1, I love fragrance, 2, I feel like it's a big thing at the moment and people want to know about it. If I can give any kind of information, as long as it helps one person, then I'm happy. You see what a good job that colour corrector has done at like covering my dark circles. I'm then going into my collection concealer. These aren't new products at all, I've been using these for a while. This is the collection Ultra Cover Concealer, and my shade is in 2C Porcelain Cool. I like to go for something with a little bit of coolness on the under eye and a little bit of like pink there, because I feel like it just counteracts all that darkness around my eye. I've just realised as well I haven't done my eyes, and I usually do my eyes first when I'm using indie palettes, but that's okay. If I get any fallout, then I'll use some powder and I can wipe it away. How do you guys do your makeup first? Do you do your eyes first and then your face, or do you feel like you can't really envision your eyes without your face being done? I know some people feel that way. It'd be really interesting to hear how you do your makeup, because I kind of switch. Sometimes I'll do my eyes, especially if it's indie palettes, I'll do the eyes first. So far I really like this sponge. It's so soft and squidgy. It does remind me a bit of the Artitude sponge, like the texture of it. Slightly different to Beauty Blender. It just has a really soft feel to it, and it's super bouncy. I do like the flatness on either side of the sponge. I think that's a really good idea, and it's concealed that area really well. One of the things I've got around my birthday, which was back in February, was this One Size powder, and this is in the shade Translucent. I wanted to use some under my eyes and see what it was like, so I'm just going to tip a little bit in the lid. Sometimes I'll use a sponge and sometimes I'll use a brush, but today I'm using this old highlighter brush from Kaleidos that I got free when I put in an order years ago. Can't tell you what it is because as per usual with my brushes, I've used them and abused them and the names have rubbed off most of them, so I'm just going to take a little bit of that powder. I feel like that's the side with the powder and that's the side without. I feel like it looks a lot smoother and it hasn't accentuated any fine lines or anything like that. So with what's left, I'm going to take a big brush and I'm just going to start dusting it from the centre of my face outwards, because that's where I get the oiliest, although it's not too bad at the moment apart from under these lights. Summer is round the corner. We are getting to 26 degrees, I believe, at the end of the week. Usually when I'm testing out a foundation like this, I don't usually use powder over it or primer or anything like that. I usually just test it under my sunscreen and a moisturiser. I like to see how the foundation works on its own at first. But today we're just doing a casual kind of chitty chatty get ready with me, and that's the way I've done it today. So that's the way we're going to go. But I will test this foundation in several different ways. It is a very matte foundation, so if you don't like that, like there's not really any shine at all, and now I've powdered my face, it looks smooth, but it looks super matte. So I don't mind that look. I know some people are not a fan. I like matte or glowy either way. To put some life back into my face, I did also pick up this Powder Melt Glass Setting Spray for my birthday. These are products I've had for months and I just haven't used because I'm so behind. If you saw my update video, I've got chronic illness and that, so I buy products, I want to review them, and then unfortunately I become quite poorly. So shake well before each use. Keep eyes closed during application. And I'm interested in seeing what this does. So it's supposed to bring some life back into your face and make it not look as powdery. I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but that actually has brought some life back into my face. This actually works. Like, it has got rid of that. Not that it looked super powdery before, but it looked like a flat matte. And I feel like this has brought a bit of life back into my face. It looks a lot less powdery. It's not like the finest mist that I've tried, but it's not super heavy either. And it doesn't feel or smell like you're applying hairspray, like that hideous L'Oreal one that everyone seems to love except me. I did not get on with that one at all. We're going to continue with the face afterwards, but I'm going to get my Lethal Cosmetics palette out and I'm going to use this. I did do a first impressions with the Lethal Black Spring palette. Not sure it went down well because it hasn't got many views, but then I'm a microscopic YouTuber, so I don't expect tons of views. But I always thank anyone who does want to take the time to watch my videos, and if you do find it helpful, that's really cool. Obviously if you don't, then I'm the wrong person for you, but if you do find it helpful, then you know, I feel like I'm doing something right. Update on this primer, I still haven't tested it against the matte Painterly Paint Pot yet, but I do really love it. I feel like it makes the colours really pop because you're basically applying a white primer to your eye. But they pop and they apply beautifully over the top of this primer. So that's the eyes primed. I'll show you the shades that I'm going to go into. I'm going to go into this shade here called Pala. It looks quite dark in the pan, but it doesn't apply like super dark when going into the crease. And this look is always like any look I do, tends to look messy and then it comes together at the end. So I did get a little bit of fallout because these, one of the things I've noticed about these eyeshadows is they do have a lot of kick up in the pan, which tends to mean fallout if you don't tap off your brush. And even if you do tap off your brush, sometimes you're just bound to get fallout. So another question I've got is, if you do want to see more fragrance video, what kind of fragrance videos would you like to see? I was thinking of doing like a perfume collection and a body mist collection. Call me part of the problem. Yes, I'm a child of the capitalist era, but like I do like to collect, and I do like to collect fragrances and makeup. And don't get me wrong, my fragrance collection is nowhere near as big as some collections here on YouTube. And I'm not shaming anybody. I feel like do what you want. The product, I know people go on about overconsumption, but I feel like there's a devil's advocate way of looking at that, because the product is already made, so if you don't buy it, it's going to go into the landfill anyway. And of course, there is that logic, if you don't buy it, then the company won't make it. But then the company's not going to make products because it's going to go bust, because nobody's going to buy the product. So do you see what I mean? I'm not saying go out and buy every single thing in the world, not at all. But I am saying, like, I don't really see a way around that situation. I know a lot of people are into like conscious consumerism rather than overconsumption. My thing on that is, I just think whatever makes you happy. As long as you're going to like use the products, then I have literally no problem with it at all. And if you're not going to use the products, then like give them to somebody who will. I think where a lot of people go wrong with declutters, including myself, is you end up getting something and you let it sit there for like years and years and years, and then you can't pass it on, then yeah, it will end up in landfill. Especially when it comes to cream products in makeup. I think with fragrances, I've got fragrances that I've had for years and they're still really good. But I think with fragrance, you've got more opportunity to use the product up. Personally, I don't get collecting things and never using them when it comes to body care, fragrances, makeup, etc. I know there's certain things that like people collect and it's like, I'll never use it as a collector's edition. I get that completely. God, I should have done my eyes first. I think products are made to be used, and I know some things are limited edition and you'll never see them again. But the thing is, they're going to be limited edition. When it comes to body care and stuff, it's going to be limited edition, and then it's going to go off. And then it will go in the bin. So I think there are certain things to think about, if you know what I mean, when it comes to consumerism. Like, are you going to use the product? If you're not going to use a product because you're too scared to use it, like, is there any point? Because you're going to end up throwing it away anyway at some point. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know, I think I'm just rambling. I'm definitely an over-consumer. Like, I don't need all the fragrances I have, I don't need all the makeup that I have. But I do have quite a big collection because I do YouTube, and even though, like, I'm one subscriber away from 500, and I've been doing this for 12 years. I'm a micro YouTuber and I've been doing this for 12 years. I'm definitely on the side of not on the side, but I definitely am in the overconsumption category of people. I know I'm not a huge personality or anything like that. I would never pretend to have a huge personality. I just couldn't put it on. I feel like I'm just quite chill, to be honest. I know not everybody loves that. I know people like a big personality, but I'm just not going to sit in front of a camera and put that on because that's what people want. I'm just going to be myself. Like, if I were to do this in order to gain subscribers, then I would have stopped this like 10, 12 years ago when I started, because I've not really got anywhere. I do this because I enjoy it. Yes, I like the fact that people watch my videos. Of course, I'm putting them up because I want people to watch my videos. At the end of the day, I like genuine people and I want to be genuine on camera. And sometimes, yeah, it's nice to see people put on an act and they have this huge personality, but I don't know. I think there's something to be said about just being yourself. And if people like that, that's cool. If people don't like that, then that's fine too. Sorry, I might go out of frame for this bit because I'm about to do my under eyes and I have to get quite close to the mirror. One of the other things I wanted to talk about was like how behind I am on makeup. I haven't bought a palette in a while. The last palette I bought was this one. I want the Apparition palette by Gourmand Girls, and I also want the Dead Roses 2, which came out around Valentine's Day, from Beuaty Bar. And Beuaty Bar is available in the UK through Glisten Cosmetics, and they tend to do discounts, which is when I get my products. So I tend to be behind because I wait for sales and discounts, which is fine, but then when it comes to making a video, it kind of goes against me as well, because nobody wants to watch something that has been uploaded 2 million times by 2 million other people, which again is fine by me. There's not much I can do about it if I don't have the funds. So again, it's a bit of a catch-22, but it's not like it's a first world problem, to be honest. Oh, I can't get a palette on time because, you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't really matter. So I got a little bit of fallout from that shimmery green, but not too much. But if you look at the palette, sorry, I'm going to blind you. It gets quite messy. That's the only thing I'd say, is that there's a lot of cook up in the plant pan, but it works beautifully, so I'm not fussed at all. I'm quite behind on my makeup reviews. I've got palettes that I haven't used, and that would never have happened before, but obviously because of chronic illness and things that just go against my natural wishes, that can't be helped. I'm going to take the Solar Sailor highlighter. This is like a yellow highlighter from Kaleidos. And I'm going to take a pencil brush, and I just want to highlight right in that inner corner. I'm going to get a fluffier brush and really highlight the inner corner. I like to do that, some people don't like that, but it's my thing. So now I'm just using my Maybelline Firework mascara. This is an okay mascara, wetter than I would like if I'm honest, but it does separate my lashes and give them volume and all that good stuff. It doesn't really clump them unless you accidentally apply too much. It can get a little clumpy because it is a wetter formula. I do like it though, it doesn't smudge on me or anything like that. Just got mascara on my face. That's okay, I'm going to let it dry. And then I'm going to take a cotton bud and we'll sort that out. I've got a little cotton bud here, or a Q-tip as they say in the States. I'm just going to twirl that, and it comes straight off, along with a tiny bit of my foundation. So I'm just going to use that sponge to pat that in a bit. There we go, no one would even know there was any mascara there. I'm going to bronze up my face using shade 1 of the Gucci bronzer. I love the shade of this. I worried it was going to be too dark on me, but it actually goes on really nicely. Best thing to do with things like this is get them on sale at Sephora when they have their 25% off. That's a really good time to get these expensive products that you've been wanting to try if you're on a budget. I tend to get money for my birthday and Christmas, and then I'll just use it to buy products. So for blush today, I'm going to use like one of these Catrice blushes. Now, sorry for the reflection, but you're not going to know which one is which because they all look the same and they all swatch the same. Like, I think they're supposed to be like a dupe of the Rare Beauty, and they're beautiful blushes, but there's only a hint of a difference, and when that gets on your cheek, you're not going to see it. So I would say if you're going to go for this product, don't get them all, you only need one because they all look the same. Yeah, I'm going to use the more pinkish one today, and they are quite pigmented, so you don't want to go too ham like I just have. I'm such an 80s child these days. I like to put the blush right up in my temples. I just feel like it looks really nice, almost connecting to the eyeshadow. I just personally like the way that looks. Sometimes I do it, and sometimes I don't do that, and sometimes I do. It just depends on the mood I'm in, and today apparently that's the kind of mood I'm in. So for all my makeup lovers out there, I've asked the fragrance lovers what they'd like to see me do with fragrances, whether they want a collection or reviews or anything like that. I mean, you're going to get reviews either way. What do you want to see makeup wise? I will say if it's a neutral palette, I'm probably not going to, because I've got enough neutral palettes. I used to be a neutral and a colour lover, but now, as much as I love a grungy neutral, I am predominantly into colour, so I don't know if you could tell. If you've got any ideas of any palettes from like mostly indie brands is what I like to test these days, then let me know. It might be 3 months late, but I'll do it for you. I'm now taking Diamond Dasher by Kaleidos, and this is like a peachy kind of pink highlighter. I love these highlighters. I just couldn't, they're getting old, but I could never declutter them. I just couldn't. The packaging's also getting kind of sticky as well because I got the old versions. So I am going through them. It's going to take me like 10 more years, but I'll get there. I've got this lipstick here from Lawless. It's just one I picked up called Cookie. And I think I'm just going to use that today as a neutral. Although I don't mind a bold lip and a bold eye. I know some people are against that, but I'm all about it. Do whatever you want. Okay, change of plan. My lips are drier than the Sahara Desert, so I'm going to go for this, which is from Fenty, and this is the Sugar Plums. This came in a set. I'm not sure if it's still available. If it is, I'll put it down below where you can get it from. But it's like 3 different colours. Pretty much everything in this video that was new I got for my birthday and Christmas, so I'm just going to apply that because my lips look disgusting and chapped and gross. So I love the Fenty gloss line. I love the scent as well. That was my get ready with me, using newer products and revisiting the Lethal palette for the second time. I am absolutely in love with it, and even though it is a messy little beast, It's a gorgeous palette and the eyeshadows are stunning. I have to say the foundation's looking really nice. It is super matte though, like if you don't like matte foundation, you're not gonna like this. I'm really impressed with this one size powder. It's the first time I've ever used a one size product, and I'm super impressed with it. It makes my skin look really smooth, and when I smile, it doesn't bunch up and make me look all wrinkly and gross, so that's always a bonus. I think what helped though was this powder melt setting spray. This was like, just brought life back into my face straight away after using it. I couldn't believe it. So definitely going to be retesting this with other powders and seeing how it goes. Before I go, I just want to say thank you so much for taking your time to watch my videos, and also for subscribing if you do. And I'm going to repeat myself, if this helps just one person, then I feel like I'm doing something right, so that always helps. Anyway guys, I'm going to go now because I'm just blabbering on, but I will see you in my next one.